The clock is ticking down to the final seconds before cutdown day, and the coaching staff just dropped a massive reality check on some of our most critical starting jobs. Multiple starting positions are completely hanging in the balance, and nobody has taken full control of the left tackle spot. If you want every single roster breakdown and raw reaction as this final stretch unfolds, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with fellow fans, and subscribe to the channel right now so you never miss an update. Here is the bottom line: roster cutdowns are staring everyone right in the face. We are talking about the final deadline arriving this Sunday at 5 o'clock Central, when every single team in the league has to turn in their official 53-man rosters. Between the massive upcoming joint practice against the Tennessee Titans and the final preseason showcase on Saturday, the opportunities to win a job are running out fast. The pressure is suffocating for every single bubble player, and starting hopeful fighting to secure their spot. So let us cut straight to the chase and start with the most alarming area on this entire roster. What is genuinely going on with this left tackle competition, and how can a team with playoff aspirations walk into Week 1 without a clear answer protecting the blind side? Head coach Ben Johnson stepped up to the podium and did not sugarcoat the situation at all. He made it crystal clear that left tackle is still an ongoing hot spot and an open battle, flat out admitting that the coaching staff is still not 100% sold on who that starting left tackle will be when the regular season kicks off against the Carolina Panthers. Think about that for a second. For the second straight season, not a single offensive lineman has stepped up, grabbed this job by the throat, and run away with it. Ozzie Trapilo went down with that late-season injury, and while he is working back and doing individual side drills, his timetable remains a complete mystery. There is even a strong chance he begins the year on short-term injured reserve just so the team could get him some preliminary reps during training camp. Looking at the most recent practice reps, Braxton Jones was running out there with the first-team offense, while Jedrick Wills took reps with the second unit. Jedrick played reasonably well in the second preseason matchup, but Braxton still feels like the tentative favorite right now. With that being said, Braxton's showing on Saturday was definitely concerning. It was his first real live game action since that severe 2024 injury completely wrecked his previous campaign, and on tape, he looked noticeably slow off the snap. His anchor against power rushes has always been a question mark, and it remains a glaring issue heading into this joint practice and the preseason finale. Then you have Theo Benedict working at right tackle with the backups. The coaching staff clearly views Theo as a highly versatile swing tackle who can fill multiple roles in a pinch, rather than an ideal permanent blindside protector. If Braxton cannot dramatically elevate his performance against the Titans, the offensive staff will have no choice but to deploy tight end chips and running back help on virtually every passing down to protect whoever lines up next to Joe Thuney. The left tackle spot is not the only high-stakes competition causing headaches. The secondary is facing an equally chaotic situation at the second safety spot right next to Dylan Lemon, especially with Kobe Bryant suffering an unfortunate injury that will knock him out for most, if not all, of the upcoming season. Coach Johnson acknowledged that safety is another critical position where the staff desperately needs these final 3 days to come to a definitive consensus before Week 1. During recent practice reps, Cam Lewis handled virtually all of the first-team reps, while Xavier Woods was largely relegated to the second team, despite Woods ending the session on a high note by intercepting Case Keenum. On paper, it is genuinely surprising to see Cam Lewis clearly ahead of Xavier Woods on the depth chart, given that Woods has over 120 career NFL starts. However, since Woods was signed over a week into training camp while Lewis has been grinding all off-season, the staff's comfort level with Lewis makes strategic sense. Meanwhile, Elijah Hicks was officially activated from the physically unable to perform list as he works back from a shin injury, but expecting him to practice heavily, play Saturday, or immediately steal the starting safety job feels like a massive long shot at this stage. Now, this brings us directly to our question of the day, and we want to hear from every single one of you on this controversial debate. Who should be the starting safety alongside Dylan Lemon on opening day? Is it the experienced veteran Xavier Woods, the off-season grinder Cam Lewis, Or should the team pivot and put Lewis at nickel while searching elsewhere? Drop your takes in the comments right now and let your voice be heard. That exact question leads directly into another massive wildcard, the starting nickel cornerback position. For the past 2 weeks, Malik Muhammad has been taking every single first-team rep and started both preseason contests in the slot following the injury to Jalen Jones. While Jalen Jones made his return to practice to reignite the competition, Muhammad's preseason tape has produced very mixed reviews. In run support and as an open-field tackler, Muhammad has been exceptionally solid and physical. In coverage, however, he has surrendered 8 completions on 10 targets. While he has kept the plays in front of him and only allowed 63 total yards without giving up vertical deep shots, playing inside against shifty, twitchy slot receivers is completely different from playing on the outside where he spent his entire collegiate career. With Kyler Gordon's injury timeline still completely uncertain, if Muhammad is healthy, he is the current frontrunner to start Week 1, even if it is not a finished product. The coaching staff still has the tactical option of starting Xavier Woods at safety and shifting Cam Lewis back into his natural nickel spot, or giving Jalen Jones another heavy look against Tennessee. Shifting over to the offensive backfield, the battle for the number 3 running back spot between Roscoe Johnson and Salvon Ahmed is coming down to 2 completely opposing styles of football. Roscoe is the quintessential physical, between the tackles punisher who provides elite pass protection and special teams dependability, grinding out 76 yards on 20 preseason carries. On the flip side, Salvon brings lightning speed, perimeter bursts, and dynamic pass-catching ability, highlighted by an electric 49-yard receiving touchdown. The coaching staff has been giving Salvon heavy special teams reps as a gunner to see if he can handle the third phase of the game. If Kyle Manangai's Week 1 status is secure, Salvon's game-breaking speed offers an explosive dynamic this offense loves. But if the backfield needs a dependable, physical hammer to complement DeAndre Swift, Roscoe remains an indispensable asset. There is even a realistic scenario where both running backs temporarily survive the 53-man cutdown depending on other position groupings. Finally, we have the fiercely contested fight for the wide receiver room. With Rome Odunze, Luther Burden III, Khalif Raymond, Johnny Wilson, and Xavier Worthy cemented on the roster, the core question is whether the front office keeps a 6th wide receiver, and who earns that final ticket. Maurice Alexander has popped with big play flash, J.P. Richardson has surged with late camp momentum, and veteran Ray McLeod brings extensive regular season pedigree. However, Caden Davis has completely stolen the spotlight with a spectacular training camp and first preseason showing. Caden is the only receiver in this reserve pack who has earned consistent first-team reps down the stretch, even hauling in a sensational touchdown strike from Caleb Williams in practice. If the team carries 6 wideouts into the regular season, Caden Davis holds the clear inside track to claim that roster spot. Every single snap in this upcoming joint practice and preseason showdown will decide these players' NFL futures. Drop your final roster predictions down below, stay locked in for all our live updates, and make sure your notifications are turned on as we charge full speed into Cutdown Weekend.